We got some snow, about a dachshund's worth. This made me think it's about time to go camping, don't you think? We had 8 inches of snow yesterday in the middle of March. Madness. But at least it gets me back into the rocking chair of wisdom, where I can talk a little bit about camping in the Black Hills. Specifically camping for people who have ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, 4x4s, and want to get out near the trails. I'm not going to be talking about commercial campgrounds so much. I may mention a few. But mostly this is places where you can camp for free, or almost free, and places that are very handy to what you might want to do in the hills. So with that in mind, let's check out what's there. This is the KOA campground at Palmer Gulch. It's located about 7 miles west of Mount Rushmore on Highway 244. It's a good campground if you want all the facilities of a campground, and it's also very big, about 800 camping spots there. It also has a motel and cabins, 2 swimming pools, horseback riding, restaurants, and evening entertainment. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, you won't go wrong there. But for an ATV or UTV rider, it's a terrible choice because there's nothing close by. You're going to have to trailer to even ride at all. So there are better choices. An example of a better choice might be the Fish and Fry Campground up here on 385, just south of Deadwood. It's also a full-service campground, less a swimming pool. There's no pool there, but it's close to Galena. It's close to many trails. And if you've got a big rig, that might be a good choice. But that's not what this video is about. We're mostly going to be talking about places where you can camp close to trail that are low cost and in most cases free. So with that in mind, let's move on and take a look at what's out there. To get some idea where you might want to camp in the National Forest campgrounds, the best place to start is online. And if you enter this email address or this line, it's www.fsforestservice.usda.gov activity Black Hills recreation camping cabins. Okay, anyway, I'll leave you a link on this below so you can read it, but let's just go there. And it brings up this page for the Black Hills National Forest, and rather than give you one decent map of where the camps are, you have to go and look at each one of them. And I'll give you a list of the campgrounds that I think are good for ATV or UTV, dirt bike, and 4x4 riding. But let's take a look at a couple good ones here. Let's say Castle Peak. Okay, tells you the fee, the opening season. In other words, it's a year-round campground. It's 8 miles down on Forest Service Road 181. It's a rough and narrow road. Tells you about everything you want. It says it's got a vault toilet. And then here you got your map. It shows you where it is. You can zoom in and out of the map and tell you where it is in relation to other stuff. Okay, that's a good campground. It's worth going to. It's relatively small. I'm not sure they tell you how many spaces are there, but it's only about 9 or 10. Okay, so let's go back and look at another campground. The Deerfield Reservoir Complex is good. It's $5 a day for vehicles, so that's pretty low camping, low cost. You can come down here. Whoops. Well, for some reason they give us everything on this one. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. Let's back out of there. But let's look at another one. Box Elder Forks, that's a good campground there. It's $18 a night. And if we go down here and look at the map, you can see where it is. Okay. It's right down here. There's a trailhead not too far away. And it's a gravel road down through there. Okay. Let's look at another one. This will be the last one. We'll go to the Southern Hills. Comanche Park is an excellent campground. Okay. $16 a night. It opens in May. It's very lightly used. It's near Custer. Has water, a toilet, and a concessionaire. So it means that it's got a little bit extra than what you might otherwise find. And it shows you where it is. There's Highway 16. Oops, let's back out here. Come on, guy. All right. And you can see these are actually roads and trails right in through here. There's quite a few of them. If we see, we're just a little bit, about 9 miles west of Custer. There's Custer. So you just go out there. That's 9 miles. We'll zero in here. All right. And just take a look at some of the trails nearby. All right. You come out of the campground, you can go up here and get into the whole trail system up in there. There's quite a few trails. There's Forest Service trails and roads and whatnot. A lot of riding there. Good place to go. Okay, let's take a look at actually some of what these campgrounds are. This is the U.S. Forest Service camping complex at Sheraton Lake. It is their largest in the Black Hills. The second largest would be up at Pactola Lake. It's a good campground in that it's got all the facilities you'll need. It's got the standard hookups, so if you've got a big rig or a toy hauler, it'll work well for that. And it's near a lake, so you got more than facilities that you'll need. But the best part is this road right here, going in and out, because as you can see, the lake is in the background, but as you come out of the road, you reach Highway 385 right there at the stop sign. And right across from the road is a trailhead. I'll just zoom in on that in a second here, and you can see it. Okay, there we go. You just go up that trail, and you're into the trail system. So you don't have to trailer at all, and you've got all the facilities that you'd ever need. If you don't want to use that trailhead, there's another one just down the road about a quarter mile or so. This is it. It's also a good trail. It's a little more gnarly than the first one. A lot of people like it for that reason. But Sheraton Lake is a good campground. This is another good one. It's called Robay Lake. It's further up 385. It's not a terribly large campground, and there's not much to speak of as far as a lake goes, but again, it's near a lot of trails, and it's easy to get into with a nicely graveled road at least. And it's not as busy as Sheraton Lake, so you've got a better chance of getting in here in the peak summertime. You can see in March when it's closed, it's pretty empty, and our new snow is on the ground. Another good one here is Comanche Park. If you're looking for a place to camp in the Southern Hills and you want a full-service campground, this is a good choice. It's located about 9 miles west of Custer, and it's a fairly large campground, and it's hardly utilized. You can almost always get a spot to camp there. And there's a good trail system nearby. To the north, you've got Hell Canyon trails, and to the south, you've got a big trail system. So that's some choices there. We've now looked at most of the official camping opportunities in the Black Hills, but suppose you want to do some dispersed camping, and you don't want to stay at Sheraton Lake. Well, this is an example of dispersed camping area right here. It's an open area on Calumet Road, about a mile north of the campground. You can pull in here, stay for up to 14 days, and as long as you leave it the way you found it, there's no problem at all in staying in a place like this. You can't have an open fire. You got to take out everything you brought in, but otherwise it's a good place to camp. So let's look at some of the other places in the Black Hills you camp. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 of my favorites and let you decide if that's for you. You may not be a boondocker, but if you are, this is a great place to start. This is a dispersed camping area near Camp 5 Road. It's just off Highway 14, this Highway 14 here, that runs between Deadwood to the west and Sturgis to the east. About halfway down the road, you'll see a sign that says Camp 5 Road. If you go down this gravel road here, in this white area, that's a good place to camp. You can't get much further into it for camping, but if you do take your ATV or UTV down this green line, it's well rewarded. That's a great ride, very popular. It's somewhat technical, but it's a good ride. There's also trails leading off to the west right through here. They go up, this is called Pillar Road, goes up to Pillar Peak. There's other roads going down through here. It's a good place to ride. There's plenty of riding there for several days. Getting into Camp 5 is not particularly easy. The road is not that great, particularly in the wintertime, as you can see. Basically, it's located about a mile off the highway. So you've got to go down this road. It's not too bad, really. You can make it in most RVs or toy haulers or whatnot. This is crossing Bead Creek. It's the only difficult part, and that's only if there's water. But once you cross it, this is where you are. It's a pretty good place to camp. Nice and open, and rather enjoyable. This is a nice dispersed camping area along Horse Creek Road. As you can see, it's just west of Highway 385, which I'm showing now with the cursor. You come up about 2 or 3 miles north of Sheraton Lake Road, and you'll see a Horse Creek sign there. Just go down that road past a couple houses and through a gate, and you're not too far, and you'll come up on this open area right here that I'm showing. Okay, go a little further down that road, and you'll see another open area right there. And you can ride right from this area. As you can see, there's a trail going off to the south here, right there. And if you keep going west on that road, there's more dispersed camping and more trails that you can take. They'll go all the way over to Slate Creek or up to Castleton or Mystic, and they'll go south into Hill City. This is a particularly good area because it is near Hill City, so if you run out of supplies or something, it's only 5 miles away. And here's a view of the first camping area along Horse Creek Road. There's several more as you go down the gravel road there. And the dirt road going off to the left is the trail, one of the trails. So as you can see, it's pretty good. This is an area up by Mystic. We call it Castleton. It's about a mile or two south of Mystic on Mystic Road. This line right here is Mystic Road, all right, through there. And Castle Peak or Castleton Road goes up, follows a creek through here, and that's called Hoodoo Gulch. If you go about a mile down that road, you go over a little bridge here. There's a nice place right there where you can do some dispersed camping. If you go further down this road, there's several places along the road where there's plenty of dispersed camping, and it's quite nice. If you keep going down this road, you'll see several more dispersed camping places, but if you go all the way down about 9 miles, you'll come across the Castleton Forest Service Campground. That has some facilities you can use. This is the Ditch Creek area in the Southern Hills. Ditch Creek Road comes right down through here. This is quite a bit south of the Ditch Creek Campground, which is in itself about 7 miles south of the Deerfield Lake area. But as you go south of the Ditch Creek Campground, you'll go through a gate, and beyond that gate is Forest Service land. There's several open areas where you can camp there. You'll see what other people have been camping. There's other ways to get to it. You can come in on 6 Mile Road, which is just to the north of this map. Or you can come in on Dutch Creek Road, which is right here. But there's plenty of camping along in here, dispersed camping. But it is fairly far from most things, so it's maybe not the best choice for some people. If If you want to be in the northern hills by Spearfish Canyon, you can't go wrong by going up the real Spearfish Canyon, which is as you come down Highway 14 through Spearfish Canyon over here, you'll see where it is. You get to Savoy. The Spearfish Canyon Lodge is right there. The Latch String Restaurant is right there. Little Spearfish Falls is right there. And if you take this road here, you go up through Rough Lock Falls, which is about a mile down the road. There's a picnic area and things there. You can't camp in that particular picnic area, but if you keep going down the road, you'll find a couple spots in there that you can camp. You come to the gun club down here, which is a campground, and you keep going. Eventually you'll come to an area out here where it kind of opens up, and you can see it's not very hilly out there once you come up out of the canyon. There's lots of dispersed camping areas back in there that you can, spend lots of time in. Again, it's a little bit remote. This is a great area to camp in the fall because the colors come into season usually in the middle of the late September or early October, depending on the year. As you can see, somebody's already taken advantage of this camping area, but there's several more up there in this place. This happens to be several miles west of Timmins, up as you come out of Spearfish Canyon. As you can see, it's pretty nice. This is the Hell Canyon area down by Jewel Cave. Jewel Cave itself is up in this area. This is Highway 16 right through here. All right. Once you go past from the Custer area, once you go past Jewel Cave, you come up out of the cave, you'll see Hell Canyon Road right there. You can kind of see the number. It's pretty hard to see, but you can follow this road. It is open, and you can come down into this Hell Canyon area. You'll have to go a fair distance down the way before you can find a nice spot to do some dispersed camping. And the riding is somewhat limited right in through here, but you'll find plenty of trails. As you can see, the numbered trails are right there. You can also go out this highway, Forest Service 270. It's also County Highway 270. You can go out there and find some camping areas in that area, which are also good. Well, that's about it for this video, and thank you for watching. If you like it, please click the like button. You can also send email to the address given on this final screen. And what I'm going to do is throw up a couple more frames here at the end to show you some of the U.S. Forest Service campgrounds that are close to trails, and then another one where you can find out more information if you want it. So, once again, thanks for joining me, and hope you enjoy your camping, and hope you get to the Black Hills. Thank you.